This video covers taking derivatives using the product rule. So we have our product rule written out down here. If f and g are differentiable, then the derivative of the two functions multiplied together equals the derivative of the first function times the second function plus the first function times the derivative of the second function. So let's go ahead and just do some examples. So starting with number 1, we have g of x is x times 5x minus 3x squared. So I'm going to put my times right here. So one of my functions is x, my other function is 5x minus 3x squared. So when I take the derivative, I'm going to start by taking the derivative of the first function, x. Derivative of x is 1. Since I took the derivative of the first function, I'm leaving the second function, 5x minus 3x squared. Then we have a plus. Now leave the first function, so I'm leaving the x. Take the derivative of the second function, 5 minus 6x. That is us using our power rule. That is us using our product rule. From there, we want to simplify, so 5x minus 3x squared, I'm going to distribute my x. Combine like terms, I get negative 9x squared plus 10x. And that is my derivative. Now I also want to point out that you can do this problem by starting by distributing the x. G of x is also equal to 5x squared minus 3x cubed, and you can use your power rule. So I would get 10x minus 9x squared. Notice you get the same thing. So a lot of times there are multiple ways that you can do the derivative. Sometimes it's much easier to do it one way than another, and sometimes you really need to do it one of the ways. But for this one, we could have done it either way. Let's do some more examples. So number 2, I have 5x cubed times cosine of x. So one of my functions is 5x cubed, my other function is cosine of x. So when I take the derivative, I'm going to take the derivative of the first function. I'm using my power rule. I have 15x squared, leave the second function, plus, now leave the first function, and we should know that derivative of cosine of x equals negative sine of x. So I left 5x cubed, take the derivative of cosine, we get negative sine of x. From there, just try to simplify. I'm going to write this as minus 5x cubed sine of x. And that is my answer. Let's do another example. Number 3, I have 2x times cosine of x minus 2 sine of x. So I'm going to use the product rule for 2x cosine of x, and then the minus sine of x is just going to be a separate, I'm taking a derivative of a different term. So let's start with my product rule. I'm going to take the derivative of 2x, that's 2, leave cosine of x, plus leave 2x. Derivative of cosine of x is negative sine of x. So this was my product rule. I also want to take the derivative of negative 2 sine of x. We should know that the derivative of sine of x equals cosine of x. So this is going to be minus 2 cosine of x. I can simplify from here. I have noticed that your 2 cosines of x cancel. 2 cosine of x minus 2 cosine of x is 0. I am left with negative 2x sine of x. Couple more examples. Next one, I'm multiplying x times e to the x. So when I take the derivative, I'm going to start by taking the derivative of the first function. My first function is x. Derivative of x is 1. Leave your e to the x. Plus, now leave your first function, x. Derivative of the second function, we should know that the derivative of e to the x is e to the x. Derivative of e to the x is just e to the x. So that's my derivative of the second function. Simplify this. I can factor out a GCF of e to the x. I'm left with 1 plus x. And that is my derivative. Last one. I am multiplying the square root of x, or sorry, the square root of t times 1 minus t. So when I take my derivative, keep in mind that square root of t is the same thing as t raised to the 1/2. So I'm going to take the derivative of that first. I get 1/2 t to the negative 1/2. Leave the second function, leave that 1 minus t. Plus, now leave that first function. Derivative of the second function, derivative of 1 minus t is going to be negative 1. Simplify from there. I'm going to distribute. I have, let's put it on a different line. I have 1/2 t to the negative 1/2 minus 1/2 t, 1 t to the 1 minus 1/2 is 1/2, minus, this is another t to the 1/2. Let's combine like terms. I'm going to combine these two terms. We get 1/2 t to the negative 1/2 minus, this is 1, so 3/2 t to the 1/2. And then I'm going to factor out a t to the negative 1/2. I'm going to factor out a 1/2 t to the negative 1/2. I'm left with 1 minus 3t. And if you think backwards, this is t to the 1. 1 minus 1/2 goes back to your 1/2 up here. So that does work. And my last step, I'm going to write it as 1 minus 3t over 2 rad t. How far you simplify depends on what your teacher or professor requires. Keep in mind, if this were a multiple choice question, this would likely be the answer. So you somehow need to get to whatever your answer choice is for a multiple choice question. This is our product rule video. Thank you for watching.